support function is a talent pipeline, period, hard stop. And you're overlooking it and you're losing money. So throughout my career there, I started to notice a reoccurring theme, which is that our support function was often filled with underrepresented groups, minorities as entry-level employees, and viewed as like a something that hit the cogs, right? Like it's or the optics, whatever it hit, it was just like cost and not talent. These folks were passionate. They just simply did not have access to the resources or the skills that would allow them to be successful. They didn't know how to play the game or like how to speak or say it properly, right? But it didn't mean that they weren't valid in what they were saying. So with Tracy, we worked together and we created something we called the Tradesy Apprentice Program, aka TAP is what it was known as. The TAP program allowed folks in our organization to intern in other departments while they were working paid. They took on projects. They did all the experiments that no one had time for because we're all busy in a startup, right? And it allowed them to gain exposure to different functions and different career paths. So eventually we started to have folks graduate TAP, and instead of recruiting externally, they moved these support functions, these support folks into new roles. So if I had people in support become engineers, like literally engineers, product managers, marketing specialists, we've even had someone move over to the people team, HR. And not only did they move over there, but they became the top performers. Why? Because they understood our products. They understood our customers better than someone coming off the street who may have had the expertise or went to the right school. But they also were passionate about Tradesy because Tradesy was passionate about them. They were invested in what we had going on, right? So what did this do for the company though, right? That's cute for the employees, but like what did this do for the company? This saved us on recruiting. We didn't have to pay a recruiter to go find talent from Yale or whatever. It saved us on hiring costs. We didn't constantly onboard folks. As a startup, we know that attrition and tenure is not the best, right? Because of the environments. The average tenure at Tradesy was around 4 years. Didn't matter the role. That's pretty wild. We saw higher engagement scores when something was painful. Tradesy was not perfect, by the way. When there was something that was problematic or causing burnout, the patience of our team remarkable because they knew that the company had their back, right? Like we may be doing something wrong. We may have moved too fast. We may have not prioritized the right thing, but there was a patience there that you won't get without trust and without investment. And so it also became a secret weapon for our support function because if we got swamped on Black Friday or a holiday, there were people all over the org that could do the support job. So it was like, hey, we're going to have a sprint this weekend. I got Chipotle. Everyone pull up and hop back in support for a day or so, and we can get out of that hole really quickly. So overall, it just really built out more camaraderie amongst the organization. You will see a huge disconnect amongst functions typically because, oh, that's just support, or the product managers get to do this, they get to do that, right? You hear that often with support. But when you have someone in product who used to be on support, the way that they interact with each other, very different. And it just creates a cohesiveness that allowed Tradesy to eventually grow to a Series D that was acquired. And that was a beautiful experience. So by investing in the development of your support team members, you create brand ambassadors, you create future leaders. None of those people who were in support are in support anymore. I have people who are now leading, shout out to Brenda, she's leading an engineering team starting from support. So